Welcome to the machine familiarization video for the GD655-7 motor grader. This video will review key features located throughout the machine. The goal is to familiarize you with the use, operation, and maintenance of the components and systems for safe and effective operation. Let's get started. At the rear of the machine, we see the camera for the in-cab rear view monitor, a hydraulic fan that is reverse mode capable and can be accessed in the operator portion of the monitor. We also see the 5-shank ripper to loosen consolidated material. Let's move to the left rear of the machine. The first thing we notice is the access point for the ground level fuel fill, located behind the access panel. Next is the engine bay, which houses the fuel filter with the water separator bowl, the coolant reserve reservoir, and the final dry fill and level check. All of these are used for daily maintenance. Slightly forward, we will find the battery compartment along with the battery isolator disconnection switch with lockout-tagout capabilities. Never shut off the battery disconnect switch while the green system ready lamp is illuminated. Here at the middle of the machine is the articulation joint and the articulation lock bar. The articulation lock bar is to be used on a stationary machine during maintenance or pre-operation inspection. Just above the articulation joint is the certified ROPS cab. Opening the door to the cab, we see the secondary engine shutdown switch, which is accessible from ground level. We also find the sturdy handrails and boarding ladder to safely use 3 points of contact to access the machine. In the center of the machine, we find the work equipment and their components, which includes the blade and lift cylinders, the turntable, center circle, with side shift capabilities. From a top view, we can see the saddle position indicator, the lifter lock pins, as well as the blade suspension accumulators. Moving to the front, we see mounting provisions to install an optional scarifier to assist in loosening consolidated material. From here, we see the 2 front tires with right and left leaning capabilities. As we make our way down the right side of the machine, we find the same components as the left side. Continuing down the right side of the machine, we have a secondary access point to the cab. Just past the cab is a panel to access the transmission fill and level gauge. Directly above this panel is the hydraulic oil tank and sight gauge. Behind the engine bay door, we can locate the air cleaner with vacuum indicator gauge. Just below is the Komatsu closed crankcase ventilation filter. This side of the engine also contains the engine oil fill and dipstick. Seeing that this is a Tier 4 final machine, located at the rear is the access panel to the DEF tank filler neck. For proper method of fluid checks, welcome to the control lever and switch function and operation video. Here we will take a closer detailed look at the control levers and control switches and their functions. We will start with the work equipment control levers. Looking at the left-hand controls, we will start with the ripper control lever. By pushing this lever forward, the rear ripper will lower and engage the ground. Pulling this lever rearward will lift the ripper upward. Next is the blade tilt lever. Pushing this lever forward will tilt the blade in a forward motion. Pulling this lever rearward will tilt the top of the blade back in a rearward motion. The lever in the left rear corner of the controls is the left-hand blade lift control lever. Pushing this lever forward will push the left-hand side of the blade into the ground. Pulling this lever rearward will lift the left-hand side of the blade into the air. The center lever in the rear is the blade side shift control. Pushing this lever forward will side shift the blade to the left side, while pulling this lever rearward will side shift the blade to the right side. The fifth lever we will discuss is the blade rotation control lever. Pushing this lever forward will rotate the blade to the left, or counterclockwise from an aerial view. Pulling this lever rearward will rotate the blade to the right, or clockwise from an aerial view. The lever closest to the armrest is the steering lever. Shifting this lever to the left will turn the front wheels left. Shifting it to the right will turn the front wheels right. The steering lever enable switch must be enabled. Moving over to the right-hand controls, we will start with the front inner control lever. This control lever is the articulation control. Pushing the lever forward will articulate the machine to the left, while pulling the lever rearward will articulate the machine to the right. The machine is equipped with the Stop at Center feature. This feature will allow the operator to come back to center without having to feather the controls. Once center is achieved, the lever will need to be released and then re-engaged in order to keep articulating. The next lever to be discussed is the scarifier front attachment control lever. If the machine is equipped with the scarifier, pushing this lever forward will move the scarifier down, engaging it with the ground. Pulling this lever rearward will lift it up. Moving to the back row, we have the center circle side shift control lever. Pushing this control lever forward will side shift the center circle to the left side, while pulling this lever rearward will shift it to the right side. The center control lever in the rear is for leaning the front tires. Pushing the lever forward will angle the front tires to the left. Rearward motion of the control lever will angle the front tires to the right. The last control lever to be discussed is the right side blade control lever. This lever operates the same as the left side blade control lever. Pushing the control lever forward lowers the right side of the blade. Pulling the lever rearward will lift the right side of the blade up. Now let's focus on some control switches. First is the parking brake switch. This will disengage the parking brake. Next is the shift lever. This lever is used to select a gear range from the transmission. The right-hand blade float switch allows one side to be placed in float, this one being the right side. The forward neutral reverse switch allows a direction range to set the transmission. If needing to lock the right and left sun gears together so that all 4 rear wheels spin at the same speed, the differential lock switch is used. The operator has the option to set the RPM system to manual or auto mode using the mode selector switch. The RPM set resume switch sets the RPM in manual mode. The few other switches that should be addressed are on the right side column panel. The red one is the work equipment lock switch. This switch locks, unlocks the hydraulic work equipment. Just above that is the steering lever lock switch, which must be unlocked in order to be able to use the steering lever. Also, here is where the lifter lock pin switch is located. In conjunction with the saddle position indicator, unlocking the lifter pins will allow the operator to rotate the blade to grade a slope. The last 3 switches are the blade lift accumulator switch, the transmission mode switch, and the power mode switch. The blade lift accumulators will allow the cylinders to absorb an unexpected shock. The dual mode transmission switch allows the operator to choose between manual and auto mode of the transmission. The last switch is the power mode switch. 2 modes can be chosen: power mode and economy mode. This concludes the control lever and switch function and operation video for the GD655-7 motor grader. For more information, please refer to the Operation and Maintenance Manual or contact your local distributor. You may also visit us at www.komatsuamerica.com. Thank you for choosing Komatsu products.